Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ramosi from Ramosa TV. So welcome, kindly subscribe, like and share, but please guys, like the video guys. If you dislike it, give it a dislike, at least to show me about my content, how it goes, to keep me knowing should I bring more videos about this or leave it blank and do other kind of videos. So today particularly I want to discuss with you about the letter of intent. This video have been requested. Every time I post a video, someone comments letter of intent, letter of intent, letter of intent. So I want to discuss in this, but I will need to cover in both like three different scholarships. So I want to discuss with it, but it will be generally variable to use for other scholarship applications. So for the Turkish government scholarship or Turkiye burslari, they got the letter of intent. They require those details about letter of intent. So I wanna also, this will be applicable for that. For the IsDB-Turkiye joint scholarship, international scholarship, which has opened currently, also they need letter of intent. But when you're applying for the IsDB, the Islamic Development Bank scholarship, they don't need letter of intent, but they have some, like the reason why you wanna start, the statement of purpose, which also goes a little bit to letter of intent. You know, this all of them are just explanation of who really you are and what you are looking at. So they just need to define you as a person and your intention and future, etc., etc. Well, direct into the video. I don't want to take too much time today. Yeah, it is raining and I cannot vlog inside because I don't feel comfortable talking too much and thinking. At least when I walk around, I can talk, I can think, I can reason, and I be more wide, you know. So the letter of intent, their format is maybe how you should write it, as majority of people wanna, maybe I should show you format, but I don't have enough time to sit down and prepare again letter of intent to give you samples. The letter of intent which I did when I was applying for scholarships, I did back in 2015 over there. Like a lot of years have passed now, almost 6 years. So, and I've not been applying for any scholarship currently, so I don't have any letter of intent, but I want to give you the details about what it takes to write letter of intent. So that's what about the video is. And after you watch the video, you can go ahead and start writing your own letter of intent. That's the main point. So there are different formats, like maybe to arrange like a letter by putting maybe the address. Some of them they show you on Google like that, putting the address detail for you sending, like a normal letter, official letter, how it goes by. Okay, put the detail maybe with the left address, maybe left address for recipient and address of the sender, as well as the title, for example, the title, the goal for the letter which you are applying for, and you start maybe by explaining, and you drop down the intro and other main reasons for the scholarship application as normal letter which you are writing. But that isn't the case, like knowing the format and other stuffs. Let's go on the main body, like what exactly they wanna see from that letter of intent. So on the letter of intent, they wanna know majority like about the driving reasons for you to apply to that scholarship, particularly reasons why you wanna study in that country. Some country, if the scholarship bases on the government, meaning they wanna know the reason for you why to study in that country and not any other countries. So you can base on their culture, you can base on their tradition, their food. If it's about historical alignment between that country and your country where you're coming from, if you know much about a history or anything that's more interesting about a country, if it's weather, much of the stuff is related to a country, technology, whatsoever, you can base on that part. So that's about the country, if the scholarship is being offered by the country. But also the project, for example, you might find maybe they base on some projects, also you can base at that category. That's about the country. But if it comes to the scholarship we just offered normally, but is not based about the country, is a little bit different. You need to go to their project. Like a project, what is the main goal for this program? Why did they establish this bank? Why did they establish this scholarship from the start point? Why? So if you base on those points, it's easier to hit them at the main goal for them to select you. So for example, taking example as the Islamic Development Bank, ISDB or IDB they call it. So for them, like, it's much about giving value or giving opportunity to young people who can't afford and other stuff from other parts to school abroad, but later on to develop back your community. That's the main goal, not generating your own income, living abroad, living whatsoever. So that's the main goal, main target, social community development. So when you are explaining about the letter of intent on the main body, not about when you're starting, whether you even on that letter of intent you can base about the drives, what drives you to go and study in that country where they're gonna be sponsoring you. But main important project development, main important community development at the locality where you're coming from. That's their main goal. It can be dependent on the department which you are selecting, but sometimes also independent of the department you are selecting. So whatever, maybe you want to study computer engineering, you want to study medicine, you want to study sociology, you want to study history, literature, agriculture, administration, whatsoever. But how do you link that with anything development into back into a community? Or not, I want to do business, do stuff. No. Community development, like how will you help the community where you're coming from? Like we drawn around, like within a country, maybe we took maybe 20 people from different communities. We selected every single individual who brought their proposal. We will select every single individual who will bring us the best proposal about the community development. We will select that individual because tries convincing us that if we select this candidate, can stand out and can build back the community. That's how that's what can give you much chance. But when it comes like applying for the governmental scholarships, being Turkish government, being other Japanese government, Mexican, whatsoever, which if they need the letter of intent, for there you can base about what drives you to that country, but also you base about back. Majority of these programs, they don't need to bring you in and study and remain here. You need to study and go back, develop your community, come acquire knowledge, spend it back into your home country. That's their main goal.
As I was saying, so you need to keep the letter of intent that way, and just something happened and I had to move because it was about rain actually. Well, so the most important details to consider during doing that, about the format, you can do it on your own or by checking on some articles on Google about how exactly you can make it work. If it's about by starting maybe by starting with those addresses, putting those titles, addresses, by putting those address and title. When you come to the main point, you can write the main theme of your letter, like letter of intent, maybe for application of a certain scholarship or whatsoever. And when you start there, the fact that you can divide it into paragraphs, being the first paragraph, second or third, or you can go even further, but being too long also is boring. So by first you can hit a little bit about you, your background a little bit, and dive about what you are seeking, why should you study in that particular country, and the reasons which drives you. Already talked about where to base. After that, you can come the second paragraph, you can start dealing with maybe Also can deal also with the main theme about why, but also can expand by talking also about the details about you, as I was talking about the future plans. You might make it even shorter, like future plans, future goals, about that. But normally, how do they write it? You could write the first paragraph talking about yourself, introducing, and second, introducing and talking about the course which you wanna go to study. Second, you can talk about the courses which you wanna, the reasons for you to study in that country, and then link it to a future, being in technology, being in culture, being in etc., being in learning, living abroad, and the weather, etc. But the last paragraph is the one which used to be about the future plans, and I've told you majority of them you should know if you're applying for which kind of the scholarship. Do they need to base on community-based succession, like development goals, not individual. So if you manage those, you are able to apply and acquire. That's what I wanted to share with you, but I hope I dragged it out to my extent. I couldn't have enough time to sit down and write again for this just particular time. I'm just a student, just like you, so I'm trying to share with you just for the little time which I have a spare time. Yeah, that's it. Much love and best wishes. Any kind of video which you wanna see, drop it on the comment section, and I'll see you tomorrow or never.